we're not into US bashing anymore because we think everybody should be doing something. Everybody. We're doing what we can. In Seychelles, just now, as we speak, we're putting up our first wind farm. Now, we're not guilty but we're doing something which is both for us mitigation and adaptation in a sense. But if we're doing that, what is everybody else doing? You know, I mean, I don't know what world they live in. You know, we might as well be negotiating with someone from Mars for the way we see. There's a lack of ambition across the board. People are dragging this feet. We've got into this habit of taking the cup every time to the brink, waiting for the other guy or other lady to blink. We can't continue like that. Why have a 3-week COP if we're going to go to the last day? We might as well have a 1-week COP. Or come and say, we're arriving today and we're leaving tonight and we should have an agreement. Because it's exhausting, it's frustrating, people aren't taking us seriously. In Seychelles and in other countries, when you say, oh, I'm going off to the climate change conference, they just roll their eyes and say, have a nice time. Because they think, you know, you're not really... This is the problem, and this seems to be one of the worst COPs. I mean, okay, Copenhagen, as far as small islands are concerned, Copenhagen is a dirty word in our climate change lexicon. Cancun, the Mexicans made a big effort to reach out to people to find out what went wrong and brought a lot of trust back on the table. Then we went to Durban, and as you know, it almost was a failure, and then it took the SIDS, the AOSIS, the EU, the LDCs, and other friends in Africa. We got together and we pulled something out, pushing it to Qatar. And what's happened? Instead of going forwards, we seem to be going backwards. Not just stalled, we seem to be, there are some people who want to try and pull things backwards and push things out. And this is
what does
where
it mean to go backwards?
One of the things we're saying in the OCs is we cannot leave Qatar with less than what we came in with, right? For example, look at our positions. That's what ambition is. Look at, let's take CP2, the second commitment period of the Kyoto Protocol. Look at what we're putting on the table. And look what others are putting on the table. It's even worse than the Kyoto Protocol itself. So we're losing there. We're going backwards instead of going forward, because the reason we want ambition in the second commitment period is to have something to build for in the 2015 agreement. We can't be going into the 2015 agreement with a second commitment period that's even weaker than what it's replacing. We're going backwards. We're losing, whilst climate change, the effects of climate change is not going backwards. It's getting worse by the day. That's why I asked the US, how many sandies do you need? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be callous here. Small island states are the last people on earth to feel callous because we're the ones really at the back. How many sandies do you need? All these people should understand. I told a Qatari ambassador the other day, when I went by the seashore, I was looking at, they know Seychelles very well. He said, what did you see at our seashore? I said, it's the same level as ours. We're in the same region. We're almost in the same time zone. When we go under, you, Qatar, are going to go under. You should understand that. This is not an island issue. This is not just about the SIDS. The SIDS are expendable. If the SIDS are expendable, so are the people of the Nile Delta, people of the Mekong, the people of New York. What the difference is, they have the money to try and adapt to it and try to mitigate. But it is no longer an issue. How can AOCs be extreme when we no longer speak for AOCs? We speak for every coastal low-lying region in the world. So how can we be extreme? Now, if you're prepared to sacrifice your people in your lowlands or because you have somewhere they can run into the highlands, that's your business. Small islanders, especially the flat ones, have nowhere to run. When they run to the other side of the island to find that side of the island disappeared.